Are you like this? Listen to the video. I want you to answer this question.
God made you African. Well, I am not African. I'm American. I'm proud of it.
The Negro is not an African. The Negro is not an African. He is an American. African is a misnomer.
God.
Now, I want to ask some of you a question. How do you feel about that situation? And please put your answers in the comments. But here's what I really want to say. We as melanated people have allowed ourselves to be manipulated, dogged out, exploited, preyed on, disenfranchised, dismantled, spread amongst this earth as vagabonds and vagrants on the very land that our ancestors once ruled, once enlightened, once built up. That ones that gave the people the same people that oppressed us the concept of what they are. But the difference between us two was one did it for love and the other one is out of greed. The mindset of some of our black people today is not the original mindset of our ancestors or the mindsets that we once had in our spirit. The mindset that we have is the mindset that was forced upon us in the oppressed society that done everything they possibly can to keep us down, even lied about who we are. Not once in school have we ever learned anything about our black excellence, unless it's someone that they distinctly wanted to speak of. But the first thing they're going to make sure they use the title enslave. Every person that they ever spoke about that done anything great was post-slavery. Everyone. Marcus Garvey, enslaved, anybody. Latimer, the one who created a light bulb, enslaved. Why? Ask yourself this particular question. How the people, melanated people, with all its resources, all its ingenuity, all the civility of being civilized, that had governments over 100,000 years ago, confederacies and stuff, no different than Star Trek or Battlestar Galactica. We had this. So, for people that had 25,000 years of upliftment, advancements. I mean, they show you pictures of how Egypt was they show you pictures of how a lot of things was. Advanced societies, whole cities built in mountains. We didn't have a need to cut down trees and, do things that was destructive to the earth. We utilized the earth for the sole purposes of keeping us aligned with the four elements. You can fight all day about whether you're African, Indian. All those names was given and was titled by Europeans. Those are not the original names or original titles or, like even particular tribe. Those particular names that came from our ancestors, but it spoke a whole meaning. Every word that we utilize from Ethiopia to Kemet, every Abukulan, the name of Africa before it was called Africa, that was renamed by the Greeks. Each name represent something. It meant something. Even when you got named a certain name, ironclad foot, or whatever the situation may be, it meant something. It was a meaning behind it. These names that we was given have no meaning. African American, even Indian. Who said we was Indians? They put it in the history books as Indians. Then have people from Serbia come down here and pretend to be the Indians that they painted in the books. See, in order to enslave somebody and fool somebody, first you need a visual. Same thing with the white Jesus. If they give you a visual
PM.
and then words behind it, whether even if it's a lie, if they keep forcing this into you, if they keep telling you the same thing, like even in school today, they would not say anything about Kemet, but they would go to the Greeks and the Romans like they was the ones that brought civilization to the people. Now, if they blatantly told this lie, and even Plato's, because if you didn't know how to read, how would you know where it came from anyway? That's the reason why they didn't want you to read. They didn't want you to know your language in which you speak. The lie becomes real because they put it in you. And if you put it in your mind and visualize what they're putting in you, it becomes a reality to you. You know, it's a shame how manipulative this European society has people today. And even have, and that's smart, being in war, that's smart. Well, since we can't beat them, we'll utilize their own kind to help them win, to help us control them, to help us keep them in line. What difference who you are? 9 times out of 10, none of us can tell you exactly where we come from or who we really are. Even people that classified as something according to who. But here's one thing that's a fact. We melanated people. We've been exploited. We've been extorted. We've been hung. We've been beaten. We've been lynched. We've been killed. We've been imprisoned. They broke up our homes. They broke up our families. Poor education. Lack of opportunity. And they exploit our ways of wanting to get rich by writing negative music, by calling us bitches and hoes and niggas and ignorant shit just to make $1. But you're putting that picture out there for people to manipulate the people to see what you see or to see what they want you to see because what they want you to rap about. Guns, murder, and drugs. You took the most sophisticated, highly maintainable, knowledgeable people and brought us down to your lower self, to the way you used to be. Utilize our knowledge, utilize our power, utilize our strength in order for you to control us with $1 bill. My brothers and sisters, whether you consider yourself an African American, American Indian, or Seminole, or whatever, at this particular moment, it doesn't matter. One thing I do know is that we are up under the thumb up under some very strange people that don't see humanity. They only see greed. And the only way to defeat that and get from up under that type of mistreatment is us sticking together as one to do what's right as we see fit for each other. We can break down the tribalization later on. And hopefully at that particular time, once we get up under this funky umbrella, we can find some continuity and work together and be at peace. And not only bring peace among the people, but bring peace among this earth. That's where my thrive at. And that's what your thrive should be too. So my brothers and sisters, let's wake up. Let's stop fighting over minute shit. You know, even the Nation of Islam, the Hebrew Israelites, the Black Panther Party, all these particular organizations are wonderful organizations. Now it's time for us to bring those organizations together. Every grassroots, every person in Chicago, New York, whatever, we need to bring these organizations together in order to start our own. Because as we can see, Martin Luther King proved there ain't no such thing as nonviolence, just to even be treated fairly. People still in there fighting for civil rights. They still killing black people. They still imprisoning black people. They still utilizing this same crooked ass system to keep us down. And the only person who can fight against that is us collectively. Nobody can do it by themselves. Until we get to the point that we tired of being sick and tired, we gonna have to work together. So instead of getting mad at each other and arguing over stupidity, let's see can we work together. Peace out. Love you. And make sure you follow and like and subscribe. Thank you, and may God bless.